Hi everyone, this is Elaine. Welcome to Flat Earth for Dummies 101. Definition of dummy: indoctrinated in globe from birth. A spinning globe is only true in fairy tales. Only the truth will set you free. The lies were out to get me, to feast upon my brain. Freemasonic wormholes were to blame. Then I saw the way. Now I'm a flat earther. There is no curve, no globe in my mind. The earth is flat. We're the believers, don't eat the deceivers, those who lie.
Hey, it's Nick here. I got an interesting comment on one of my videos about 11 hours ago from a user who calls himself Joe Mama. He writes this: here's a real world flat earth proof. Exalt Wireless has a product called Explore Air, which is a line of sight microwave transmission platform. But he writes, this product is a line of sight microwave link, which is basically a straight line over water, the Mediterranean Sea, to a receiver on the other end about 150 miles away. There should be 3 miles of curvature, but this line of sight connection is mounted at less than 50 feet on both ends. He writes, I spoke to them today to confirm this and didn't bring up the reason why. I told them I was just impressed with their accomplishment, wanted to learn more about the equipment and the installation. It is as advertised. A straight line over 235 kilometers of water, that's about 146 miles, point to point, no repeaters. So if you want to check it out, go to www.exaltcom.com. This is their website. And then I found the original article that the gentleman posted about. It says that they believe they did a record-breaking 235 kilometers over water. Now, why would they do it over water? Well, if you ask me, it's because water is always level. If you've watched any other videos on this channel, you know that the reason why I believe the Earth is not a globe is because water always seeks its own level. But what I thought was interesting was this portion here. Between the link's antennas lies another vital element of the microwave link: the path taken by the signal through the Earth's atmosphere. A clear path is critical to microwave link success. Why? Since microwaves travel in essentially straight lines. Man-made obstacles, including possible future construction that might block the signal, must either be overcome by tall antenna structures or avoided altogether. Microwave transmissions travel in straight lines. Why is that important? Well, if you go to metabunk.org, they have a curvature calculator where we can put in some of the variables. First, the distance that they did this transmission was about 146 miles. According to the comment on the channel, the spokesperson for the company said that it was no greater than 50 feet in elevation. So let's assume that it maxed out at 50 feet. What it tells us here is that there should be a bulge between the first antenna and the receiver that's 3,500 feet high. And more importantly, from the transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna, there should be a drop of 2.7 miles. Now, this website gives you a nice visual of what this would look like. So this would be the transmission tower that they set up on Cyprus, and they broadcast in straight lines. But according to a globe Earth theory, they would hit the horizon right about here. And the antenna on the receiving side would be 2.7 miles below the visible horizon. And the bulge here in the middle, if you remember, would be about 3,500 feet that would have to be overcome. So the transmission of a microwave signal on a globe is absolutely impossible. This is what I believe truly happened. We have a body of water which is level because water always seeks its own level. And then we have two islands. We have the island of Cyprus represented on the left and then Lebanon on the right. They set up two towers which the spokesperson confirmed were no greater than 50 feet in height on the coastline of both shores, I should say. And then they transmitted a signal, a total distance of 146 miles. That is only possible over a level body of water.
I hope you guys are doing fantastic. So I wanted to give you my 2 cents on why I believe that the earth is flat. Now, obviously, I was indoctrinated, and so the world wasn't always flat to me. I believed we were going, 66,600 miles around the sun. Like, we're blowing 666 around the sun. And, we grew up. I remember the Challenger explosion. I remember a little kid, I was just like 2nd or 3rd grade. The Challenger blew up, and we were all devastated. We were little kids. We didn't really get it, but I mean, it was crazy, right? It was just a huge thing for the Challenger to blow up and for us to have that problem with things. Now, here I am, about 41 years old. I am 41. And my perspective has completely changed. And a lot of things I have to account for throughout my life of leading what I do is I've always done high-end microwave engineering. And so I go from point A to point B, and I set up a microwave link, and I go distances 200 miles or so. There's always longer shots and there's always shorter shots, but I mean, that's what I did is I went from mountaintop to mountaintop. And it's very important to know that you have to have a straight line of sight. Not only do you have to have the line of sight, there's a spot where the wave has to go up and down at. Like, it's called the Fresnel zone. And everyone will call it, it spells like Fresnel zone, but it's Fresnel. It's named after the guy that actually came up with it. But as a wave travels, depending on the frequency, it goes up and down, and it has to complete that up and down section, right? And so here's what I got to thinking about, is on a 200-mile link, we never account for curvature of the earth. Can you imagine that? If I had to account over 200 miles of curvature, the Fresnel zone would be terrible because there would be a giant hump in the middle of every wireless link that you ever do. That would be the main thing you would always have to account for, is curvature of the earth. There's absolutely no doubt that you don't account for that. Because everything's flat. The entire regions are flat, mountaintop to mountaintop. And I've been to the top of mountaintops and been on a 180-foot tower on top of that mountain. It's all flat. You can see for as far as you can see, but it's flat. And I've done all the specs, I've done all the GPSing on this stuff, I've been on these mountaintops, I've done all this, so I've seen firsthand that everything is flat. You don't account for curvature. So I'm going to put a little video with this that kind of explains what I was just explaining to you guys, but the wave has to complete up and down. If you have that giant hump in the middle, no wireless across the entire world would ever work. It would be weird. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you guys are good. I am out. And
we ain't seen no curvature all over this great big world. They told me that we lived on a sphere. Now it don't seem likely.
Well, is it like me to stay up nightly? Tip of the beat shining oh so brightly. A sight we behold together like birds of a feather in bad weather.
Cause we ain't seen no. Cause we ain't seen no. Cause we ain't seen no. We ain't seen no curvature. We ain't seen no curvature.
So they project the image around the ball, and that's how they came up with the globe.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
That's why it's so hard to convince you you've been fooled.
I thought the globe was more or less a given thing. The more I saw, the more was fake. Was the moon a junkyard, the ISS a sham? When I wanted answers, I got spam. Then I saw the way. Now I'm a flat earther. There is no curve, no globe in my mind. The earth is flat. We're the believers, don't eat the deceivers, those who lie.